as my opponent has stated, that he stated that if the drinking age was lowered to 18, that teenagers would treat alcohol as if it were a soft drink, like for instance, Coke, Pepsi, and whatnot. I believe that, well, according to and he also said that if it's treated like a soft drink, that injuries would be reduced. Well, according to Dean Mooney, and he is in league with the Surgeon General, he says that it does not make any sense to increase access to alcohol when there are already so many problems with underage drinking. And as it stands, about 5,000 people under the age of 21 die each year due to underage drinking. And this statistic does not include sexual assaults, violence, or injuries. So instead of weighing out the consequences of drinking, the death toll is even higher if it were to be lowered. And also, if you lowered the drinking age to 18, Doug Carlson, the author of Lowering the Drinking Age, says that lowering the drinking age would increase the likelihood of unplanned and unprotected sex. And already the teen pregnancy and high STD rate across the country is already high. So if you were to lower the drinking age even more, that would just shoot that horrible statistic up even more. So that's another consequence of lowering the drinking age. And not only does alcohol cause damage to individuals, it also causes damage to the country. As Doug Carlson said, he said that if lowered, today's problems would be compounded even larger. That exacts a societal toll of $184 billion in healthcare, criminal justice, social services, property damages, and loss of productivity expenses each year. And in addition to as many as 105,000 alcohol-related deaths annually. So with this prediction, this is a pretty scary prediction, knowing that all that money would be invested to, this is money that we can avoid now if we keep the law at 21. So if it were lowered, consequences would just go up. And it all comes down to responsibility. Even America compared to Europe, Europe obviously shows general responsibility. Yes, their parents do teach them to drink moderately, but the later that alcohol is introduced to youth, the more likely that they'll drink less during their 20s. And also, my opponent stated that there is research stating that if you do slowly but surely introduce your youth to alcohol, that he or she would treat it responsibly. Joseph A. Califano Jr., the founder of the National Center on Substance Abuse, said that there is no scientific research that indicates that acclimating a teen to alcohol via supervised drinking in the home prevents teen binge drinking, prevents alcohol abuse, or reckless drinking. So that just proves that even though you show alcohol to a youth, it doesn't necessarily mean that they'll develop responsibility. It's all into the matter of their hands. And another huge problem with lowering the drinking age would have to be the fact that you can obtain your license at 18. So if you can drink at 18 and get your driver's license at 18, that's just begging for people to drive under the influence more often. And you don't need an expert to tell you that with those two laws combined, that there would be more car crashes, more DUIs, and more consequences throughout America. Also, with introducing youth to alcohol, people generally view it as, if you show the youth alcohol earlier on, they won't view it as some type of forbidden fruit. And the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, in an article titled Why 21, a question was posted: would lowering the age make alcohol less of a forbidden fruit? And the answer was, history says no. When states had lower legal drinking ages in the United States, the problem was worse. And before the 21 minimum legal drinking age, underage drunk drivers were involved in over twice as many fatal traffic crashes today. So there's just there's so much evidence pointed towards that before 1984, the amount of drunk driving crashes and violence and sexual assaults among people when the drinking age was 18, that it was much higher now that it is 21, and that's why the drinking age should stay at 21, just to learn from our past mistakes and just to progress further and prevent these consequences from happening.